One of my favorite plants to grow in my aquariums is actually a Cryptocorne. Now there are numerous varieties of Cryptocorne, but one thing that a crypt is notorious for is what is called crypt melt. Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to the fish room. I'm Trent Wel-Don with Wel-Don Tanks, and tonight I'm going to teach you a really neat trick to actually completely stop your crypt from melting. So I really haven't played much with this with other plants, but this is specifically towards crypts. Now what is melting? What am I talking about that? Well, to show you, maybe, I don't know, show you, but can I get you started on this idea? I had a package come in from Aquarium Co-Op, and we bought ourselves some Cryptocorne lutea. Oh man, is that going to focus? Focus. Oh, wow. Nope. Anyway, you're going to have to believe me, you're going to have to trust me. So, to show this to you, brand new in the packaging, have not touched this yet. Now, crypts are prone. What's going to happen is you're going to plant this in your tank, right? You're going to think, like, oh, this is a beautiful plant. It came in so lush and so green, and it's going to look amazing. And you come back maybe 2 days later and like, wait, why is that leaf brown? Wait, 2 days later, like, it's losing its leaves. Maybe like in a week, it's dead, right? That's called crypt melt. What happens is most plants are grown kind of above water. That's going to allow ample light, unlimited CO2 to get the maximum growth possible on this plant by the farm before they sell it to a vendor like Aquarium Co-Op, where I did purchase this from. And from there, this is one thing about Aquarium Co-Op is they are fantastic with their plants, because as soon as they get it, they immediately get it in some grow out tanks. What that's going to do is they start the process of having it grow in water, right? Actually getting that to change over from being used to growing above water and having ample light, ample CO2, to converting it to grow underneath water in your aquarium, so that when you get it, you don't have to go through that process. And this is what happens to most new hobbyists that buy plants, is they may see some melt back and they get scared, right? That plant you just spent your hard-earned money on is dying. So let me show you a really neat trick with the Cryptocorne variety to stop that melt completely. Now it's very, very simple, and I have to say too, the packaging Aquarium Co-Op does is always the best. Like, I always feel bad tearing these bags open because the employees do a phenomenal job at packing the plants. So let's get this out of the bag so I can fully show you what we're talking about here. Make this faster. Alright, so I do like the crypt lutea. It's a taller variety of crypt, so you can kind of see that's going to have these nice long leaves in the aquarium. Give some nice background to it, maybe like a mid-ground. So I love crypts. Easy to grow. They are a root feeder, so these are planted into your substrate, but they are very prone to melt. So you see these lush, nice green leaves. There's some rough ones on here. That's okay. I guarantee you that most of these have grown above water. Aquarium Co-Op is the best because they really work on converting that, so most people have the most success with their plants possible. But I guarantee you, if I planted this in my tank right now, most of these leaves are going to die back, and people freak out about that. So let me show you a really neat trick to stop that dieback. You ready for this? That just happened. I literally just cut off every leaf of this plant. Seriously, right there. Now, what sucks about this is there's a really good chance that was already converted over to grow in the aquarium, but now people are being calling me crazy. I just cut off all the leaves. But what did I just do? I just stopped those leaves from melting. I understand that by doing that, the plant is going to send nutrients, resources to this to grow new leaves, right? In a way, I just harmed this plant. So now it's going to send all of its resources to healing itself, growing new leaves. But as those new leaves grow, they're going to grow under the lights of my aquarium, in the conditions of my aquarium, and as those plants come out, they're going to be fully converted to a submerged growth in your aquarium. So I'm not necessarily saying like every time you buy a crypt to snip off the leaves, but if you want to avoid watching it die back and being worried it's not going to grow back. Cut off the leaves. That's not going to melt now. All this is going to do is grow new leaves in the aquarium. So I did this because I really wanted to help new hobbyists understand if you buy a plant and it dies back, there's a really good chance that give it a few weeks. It's a really good chance it's actually not dead. It's just converting to grow in the conditions of your aquarium with your lighting. If you give it that decent lighting, good nutrition, maybe you need some root tabs, maybe you need some water column fertilizer. Whatever you need to do, it will grow back. Just give it some time. So I am going to plant this up in an aquarium, and we will do a future update on this plant to kind of prove that I'm not crazy. I promise I'm not crazy, but I know this is scary. So as always, guys, I appreciate your support. Leave me a comment down below as well. Have you experienced plant melt? What's your method to stopping crypt melt? And Corey, if you see this video, I promise I'm not a madman, and I promise I did not just destroy your perfectly healthy, beautiful plant. So guys, thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next one.